long. As usual, any new invention had to become individual in a short time after invention. Also, large language models. Reasons for this are very serious in our modern world. Data security, individual needs, and so on and so on, and also local installation. Your own large language model you can install on your own personal device without troubling with server. And this is fantastical that such possibility to build your own large language model from scratch are available. And there is already one ebook to this topic. The author of this book from Manning publications from this year emphasizes that this is the only book in this kind. I believe this because I did not find something similar. The book explains the whole process from editing of data sets to implementation of model architecture, to pre-training on unlabeled data, training on labeled data, fine-tuning, and so on and so on. The book explains about building of GPT similar large language models. Transformer architecture is explained in this book, of course, also, because mostly large language models have transformer architecture as a basic. Also emphasizes that not every transformer is large language model and not every large language model is transformer. There are two most important kinds of transformers which we already know. BERTs and GPTs, bidirectional encoding representation from transformer, edit text as a whole, and generative pre-trained transformers give text word by word. The most important components of transformers are encoder and decoder. And because of the special kind of working GPTs, only decoder is important, or decoder is most important, more important as encoder, because GPTs understand given text as input, so it is input and output very close to each other. Because of this, encoder is not so important as decoder. Self-attention mechanism is very important in this book, also because of this kind of work, word by word. Because GPT must decide which word we must be next, according to already given words. So it makes quasi self-supervising, self-attention. Other attention mechanisms are also discussed in this book. Multi-head attention, one-head attention, banal attention, causal attention, and so on. But self-attention is most important. Only prerequirement for reading of this book is knowledge in programming language Python, because mostly is used deep learning library PyTorch for develop individual large language models. Appendix A in this book explains very detailed what PyTorch is, but also it is very useful to look on the homepage of inventor of PyTorch. Book has a lot of schemas, listings, and so on. This is homepage of PyTorch. PyTorch has three important components: tensor library based on framework NumPy, expanded on with new functions; automatic differentiate engine, which calculate gradients for tensor operations; and deep learning library with flexible models, among of other pre-trained models. As already said, there are a lot of resources to build your own large language model. Tensors are mathematical objects with range. Range is number of dimensions. In other words, tensors are data containers. Scalar is tensor with range 0, vector is tensor with range 1, matrix is tensor with range 2, and so on and so on. I find these data containers fantastical, and I believe that every developer can write his or her own story about most important data types which were used in his or her professional life. I asked Gemini to write the common story about evolution of data types, and it does this, and also made quiz to this topic. I made Google page with this evolution of data types. If you want, you can try their quiz. This is Google page. I use many Google pages, and I believe that I find domain sites google.com very nice. Important in this book is also that this is first book. There is also second book with tests, special books with tests to every topic in the book. And this test book is available for free. You must only say to Manning Publication your email address for newsletter, and then you can download this book for free. This is link. And every chapter in this book has also exercises, and Appendix C consists answers to these exercises. Author says that it is better at first to make tests from the second book, then read the book, and then make tests once more for better understanding. This is really important, because this is high intelligent process to develop your own large language model. If you want to do this, you must understand that this is a lot of work, especially intellectual work. I wish you a lot of success with this and fun. Goodbye.